Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Manasa, Assistant Professor from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. I am talking about women's empowerment as a part of gender sensitization. So we have studied gender equality and gender discrimination and inequality, and where are the locations or the spots this discrimination is happening, and how we have to move for the equality. And then moving to the gender women's empowerment. So what is women empowerment? So keeping women aside, then what is empowerment? Let us see. Empowerment is a process of increasing the capacity of individuals or the groups to make the choices and transform those choices into desired actions and the outcome. So as to have the desired actions and the outcomes. So it is to increase the individuals or the group capacity so as to give good outcomes is called empowerment. So what is women empowerment is making women to come out and then stand on their feet, and then utilizing their own outputs and outcomes capabilities for the nation's improvement. So empowerment is a process of increasing authority and responsibility of individuals or the groups to make the choices and to transform those choices into desired actions and outcomes. So empowering women together. This is a like we all have to come together to empower the women. Where there are people are unable to come out of the situations, and then though they have the capabilities are not out, means they are not recognized. So we all have to put our hands together so as to improve the women and then bring the talents or the capabilities out. So there are five components of women's empowerment. So one is women's sense of self worth, and their right to have and to determine the choices. So we have to see what are the rights and then determine their choices, give them opportunity to find out their own choice and then move in their own passion. And they have right to access to the opportunities and the resources. So many of the people do not know that, women do not know that they have the opportunities and resources. So they have to be acknowledged or known these things, that you people have the right to access these are all opportunities and the resources that are available in the society, and the right to have the power to control their own lives, both within and outside the home. So we all know that women being called as a dependent person, so that the tagline should be removed and she has to be given the independence, so that she will take her own decisions and she can stand on her own feet, both at home as well as in the society. And their ability to influence the direction of social change to create a more just social and economical order, nationally and internationally. So what is her impact? If you have given choice, what is her impact on the improvement of a nation or the international? So that is you should improve, means encourage the women candidates so as to create her own group or the economical improvement, how she is providing input to the nations or the international economy. And coming to the woman empowerment, it refers to the increasing the spiritual, political, social, educational, gender, or economic strength of the individuals or communities of the women. So, whereon she can be good. So, in all the aspects, like spiritual manner, political manner, and social aspect, educational way, the gender manner, so how she is encouraged. in wherever the community is lacking. So that way, the empowerment is done, and to encourage the women come out. So let us see the statistics, how the women and men are given the opportunities or education, or the how their birth is there, or what is the ratio and all we will see. So when we compare the women in India, so total population as by 2011 it is 1210 1210 millions of people are there, so which is almost equal to the combined population of all these countries like USA, Indonesia, Brazil, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Japan. So it is a combination of all these countries that means such a huge population is there in our India, and out of this, for how what is the women's population is only 586 million, so that is coming to only 48%, 48.5%, that is less than half of the people are women. So when we consider the sex ratio male to woman, we have 943 women out of 1000 people. So, and when we consider the child sex ratio, then we have 919 of male persons out of 1000. This indicates that see, out of 1000, only that remaining 50% are 53 or so. Those people are the women. So we have huge male persons, or either the children or the other adults. If we consider the huge population of men, and the women's population is considered to be very very less. So what are the shocking facts that are leading for this discrimination or the things? According to 2013 UNDP reports that on human development indicators, all South Asian countries except the Afghanistan were ranked better for women than India. So this is a very pity that the woman safety, or woman how she is feeling in a particular country is she is feeling better in all the countries other than India. That means the safety rules precautions are lacking, and she is unsafe, means felt as unsafe in the country India. So it predicts an Indian girl child aged from 1 to 5 years is 75% more likely to die rather than a boy child. So that means if we have taken 100% of the, means 100 people, out of which 75 people are only girls who are have the plans to have the get suicide or the die. So that means there is a fear or unsafe feeling, or the positive environment is not at all there in our Indian country. And woman is raped once in every 20 minutes, and 10% of the all the crimes are reported to be of women only. So this is very pathetic. We should take it serious that this much harassment is going on in our country, though being we have laws, the custody and the security, everything, and a court, but still the cases are very high. And women form only 48% of the Indian population, and only 29% of the national workforce. So only 29% of the women are into the national workforce, and only 26% of the women have their access to the formal credit. That means whatever they are doing, so the credit is means they have some work identity. That is only 26% of the women have their identity that they are working. And let us coming to the what is the situation of the women in our country in a present scenario. So in a states like New Delhi, where which is a highly populated and where all educated people will live, and then which is the higher population literates are there. So being equal to their male counterparts is still far cry for the Indian women. Not only are they marginal as public figures, an average Indian woman can hardly call the shots at home or outside. So she is not at all feeling safe either at home or the outside. So though being this kind of very the good states among the in the Indian country, but still they have the fear of that if she wants to go to the public places, she may be figured out or someone may caught and some harassment may happen. So that kind of fear is there for every woman. And in 2012, women occupied only 8 out of 74 minister position. So if you can see the women in uh, politics also. So only 8 persons have occupied the ministerial positions in the union councils of ministers. So the women who are coming to such higher positions also are very less. So there were only women, two women judges out of 26 judges in the Supreme Court, and there were only 54 women judges out of 634 judges in various high courts. So violence is a normal part of their marriages. So it has become like the women who are coming to the prestigious fields like the court or the politics, means the council of ministers, so who are standing at the higher levels and the representative of the countries are very less, and the harassment at of women is going to be very high, and there are different factors that woman is getting feeling unsafe, or she has a fear. So let us see what are all those in the next slides. So about 66% of the female populations in the rural area are unutilized. That means though they are working, but their credit is not at all given. So this is mainly due to the social customs which they have, the either the religion customs or the area, means the place where they are living. In agriculture, animal care, the women contribute to 90% of the total workforce. That means most of the women are working, means taking care of the agriculture and the animal husbandry. So they are doing 90% of the women are involved into that, and their work is not recognized. Women constitute almost half of the population and perform nearly 2 by 3rd of its work hours and receive 1 by 10th of the world's income and own less than 1 by 100th of the world's property. So, if you can see these statistics, though they have done 2 by 3rd of the work and receive only 1 by 10th of the world's income. So the pay that is given to the women is very less, and then their contributions to the world's property is 1 by 100th. That is, their contribution is very less. That means the women recognition is where it is in the India, that we should consider. And so among the world's 900 million illiterate people, women outnumber two women outnumber men to one. So that is if the 2:1 ratio, that means out of every two men, means out of every the group of persons, 2:1 ratio of women to men, illiterate people are there. 70% of the people are living in poverty. The women are living in poverty, and 45% of the women were slapped or kicked, beaten, means so they are undergoing the harassment either with the family or the husband. So, and 75% of the women are battered and they try to commit the suicide. So, that means a heavy, huge percentage of the women are not at all feeling safe to live in the society, and 77% of the men felt their masculinity threatened if their wives did not listen to them. So that means they make threatened that if you don't listen to this, I'm male, I can do that, I can do this. So the domination of men over women, which is means the percentage of the women who are getting threatened by the men are it is 77%, and 55% of the women they perceive violence as the normal part of their marriage. So many of the women have the harassment or the violence after the marriage, either for the dowry or for the children, or the not getting the money, so being dependent over the men. So these are all factors that is making the huge counter when it comes to the girls count. So this is very means it's not at all good that this much of though they are educated, but they have the problem of the violence or the harassment after their marriage. So if you can see the educational status of the woman, so it is in 2001 and 2011, so over the 10 years of the period, how the education of women over the men, how it has increased, let us see. So if you can see, initially at 2001, 75.26% of the men are educated, and only 53% or 53.6% of the women are educated. Literacy rate, this is the literacy rate. So whereas in 2011, 82.14, so it has increased, and then almost 12% increase by 10 years. So for the women, so 65.46 percentage of women are getting educated. And coming to the gender parity index, means the number of men who are going to the, so means here they have given primary level, secondary level, and tertiary level, means the level of education what the men or the girl or the boy are getting. So this is the Department of Education, Ministry of Human Resource and Development has given. So here the difference between the men and women who are going to the school at different level, primary school level, secondary level, and tertiary level of education. So the number of students going to the um, school is 0.94. The gender parity is 0.94 here, and the secondary, coming to the secondary level, that women that are going to the schools decreases again, and then it is coming to zero point 0.8, and the people who are going at higher more educations are very less. So this is coming drastically down over the educational status. So, if you can see the literacy rate with respect to the genders, at the age group of 15 to the 49 age, the number of males that are getting educated are 78%, whereas females are only 55%, and gender disparity is 29%. And from the age group 20 to 25 years, where the secondary education will get over, and then people moving to the higher education. So the male percentage is 84%, and then female percentage is 64%, and the disparity is around 23%. And at the age group of 15 to 19, that is from the school to the college time, the number of male persons going to the it means getting educated is 89% and female are 74%. So the disparity here is less because at least some group of families are educating their girl child to the secondary education level at least. And coming to the another factor is economic independence of the women. So how much the independence is she is given with respect to the economical aspect, let us see. So for participation of the women, the number of women who are participating in the work are 25.63%. Coming to the urban area, urban and the rural area. So urban to rural ratio of work participation is 11.80 to 30.7, and that means more number of people in the rural area are going for the work, and women working unorganized sectors are 80%. And the number of women who are economically active at 15 years is only 33%. That means at this age most of the people will be depending on the family, so it is very less count. And coming to the next factor, women decision making level. So whether woman, how much she will be able to take the decision when it comes to either family or the workplace or the society. So participation of women in elections increased over the years. So that is she is into the politics. So how the rate of women coming out into the politics has increased. So over the period from the 1960 to the 2009, so it has increased from 49.0 to 58.2. So the proportion of women turn out for voting has increased to 58.2%. So that means the number of people taking their decision to um, poll a vote for the um, respective politician is increasing. So this is from the Election Commission of the India. So the number of people who are voting, so it has increased. That means people are coming out and they are taking means they are giving their valuable decision to elect the particular person. And the proportion of women in national parliament dipped till 2007. Here if you can see from 1991, 9.7% of the people used to be there in the parliament, national parliament, and it has come down to 9.1 by the year 2007, but by 2009 again it has increased to the 10.3%. So the women reservation bill is still pending in the parliament. So this is very means not at all the considerable factor that it is still the bill is still pending till now. And so coming to the, so we have seen the factors. So why we need women empowerment? In fact, do we need actually or not? Let us see. The main problem that were faced by the women in the past days, and of course still today, up to some extent they are facing. Those are one is gender discrimination and women's education and female infanticide, and after marriage the dowry problem, and marriage in same caste and child marriages, and atrocities on women like rape cases and killed or abused, subdued and humiliated almost every day. So these are the things that will happen every day and happening still. So hence, we need empowerment. So these should be eradicated as soon as possible so as to move to a positive direction for the empowerment of women. So there is absolutely need for a woman empowerment because women are deprived of decision making power because she is said to be dependent or subsidiary, and then she's not at all given opportunity to make a decision. So she's deprived of making the decision. So the day by day, the power of the woman in making the decision is decreasing, and the freedom of women, because in many of the families, woman is not allowed to go in the late evenings, and she's not allowed to move alone from here to there, and there should be someone else, and she has to depend always on some person. So these are kind of criteria or the condition that family or the religion keeps. So she needs, absolutely she needs freedom of movement, and the most important factor is their access to the education. So most of the women are either stopping their education at primary or maximum by the secondary education. And by the time she stops the secondary education, and she is, people think that she is of marrying age, and then gets married. After that, her education gets stopped. So we should first see that. If the woman is educated, that means that the whole family is educated. So very much important that a woman should be educated in a family. And though the people are educated, they should have some access to the employment. So the access or the chances or opportunities for the employment of the women should be increased, and she should be encouraged in every field, so that she likely to join, and women likely to join and go, so that the women's strength at the office increases, and the women have to be given exposure to the media, and the domestic violence. So this should be uh, eradicated, means minimized as much as possible, so that the violence is not there, and she should be given a positive environment, the happy environment in the family as well. So let us with all together make a statement that we all should say no to the violence against men. So there should not be any violence against the women. And coming to the, what are the ways that women can be empowered? So there are different factors that women empowerment is going to happen. So one is, first of all, the girl's child or the woman health and nutrition to be checked properly. As a being a family member, it's all responsibility, and first of all, it's her responsibility that she will take care of her own health and the nutrition. So because many of the women will be suffering with the anemia and the deficiency of the calcium because of the continuous giving birth, or the factors that faces in her own life. So she is not bothered about her own health and the nutrition. So she should be given very good nutritious food are to be taken very much a health concern, either by the family members or by herself. And water and the sanitization. So many of the rural areas do not contain even washrooms, so where women need her she cannot go at the public places, and then so there should be availability of the water as well as a proper sanitization. And women should be given good education first. So once she is educated, she can deal her complete family, and she has there should be the skill improvement. So the skills of the woman to be improved are taken into consideration, and she will get the opportunities based on the skills. And there should be opportunities in technology as well, as to encourage the women to work in the field of technology, and she should be given credit for the work that she carries out. And many of the women candidates to be encouraged to participate in the marketing field, and she should have the asset based, means the asset should be known, means she should be the part of the making decision in having the asset, or she can have her own independence in taking the decision. And women should be encouraged in political participation as well. So these are all the factors, some of the factors which can encourage the women and have the women's empowerment, so as to have the positive step for the nation's development. Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.